What happens when a US president steps out of the White House? Forever. Well, in Joe Biden's case, he didn't just walk out with memories. He walked into a fortune. We're talking over $20 million in just 4 years, an $11 million book deal. And speaking engagement fees range from $100,000 to $200,000 per event. Joe Biden's rise from middle-class Joe to multi-millionaire billionaire is more than simply a political success story. It's a presidential-sized financial boom. From humble beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, to a high-rolling post-presidential lifestyle, complete with beachfront estates and six-figure speaking engagements, Biden's story is nothing short of a masterclass in long-term wealth development. After leaving the White House in January 2025, Biden did not simply retire, he upgraded. With an estimated net worth approaching $30 million, Joe Biden is living proof that leaving 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue may open even more exclusive doors than it closes. Let us rewind. This is not a man who was born into wealth. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. grew up the hard way. His father lost his financial security early on, so the Bidens moved to Delaware in 1953 in quest of a second chance. Young Joe struggled with a stutter and relied largely on sports and leadership to get on his feet. In 1965, he graduated from the University of Delaware, and 3 years later, he received his law degree from Syracuse University. His political career took off quickly and fiercely, and he was elected to the Senate at the age of 29. However, it was not all smooth sailing. A vehicle accident shortly after that triumph killed his wife and daughter, leaving Biden a widower with 2 young kids. It was the kind of disaster that would have crushed most guys. But not Joe. Fast forward to now, and Biden's fortitude has paid dividends, not only emotionally, but financially. His alleged $30 million fortune did not come from political paychecks alone. The real money flowed in at the post office, due to a combination of book agreements, speaking engagements, pension payouts, and real estate investments. In 2017, Biden achieved one of his most significant financial milestones with an $11 million book contract. The memoir, Promise Me, Dad, became a blockbuster, but the actual promise was the payoff. Combined with his wife Jill Biden's publishing endeavors and a slew of paid appearances, the Bidens earned a staggering $17 million between 2016 and 2019. That's more money than some Hollywood stars make in the same amount of time. And Biden wasn't finished. His speaking engagements suddenly became coveted tickets on the circuit, with payments ranging from $100,000 to $200,000 each event. Now, let's talk about real estate, the language of quiet generational prosperity. Biden's love affair with land began long before he became a millionaire. In 1996, he paid $350,000 for a gorgeous 4-acre property in Greenville, Wilmington, Delaware, which was a risky move at the time. On the property, he constructed a stunning colonial-style home known as the Lake House. Its value has skyrocketed, currently estimated at well over $2 million. But that's only a warm-up. In 2017, riding the tide of his post-vice presidential celebrity, Biden upgraded by purchasing a luxurious $2.7 million vacation home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. This isn't your typical summer destination. We're talking 6 bedrooms, ocean vistas, and front-row access to Cape Henlopen State Park. Inside, hardwood floors, cathedral ceilings, a gourmet kitchen, and sun-drenched reading nooks provide the kind of coastal serenity that most retirees can only dream of. But it doesn't stop with ownership. Biden's lifestyle involves extended stays in luxury houses owned by ultra-wealthy friends and Democratic mega-donors. When it's time to unplug, he heads to places most people only see in Architectural Digest. Consider philanthropist Maria Allwin's 9-bedroom Kiawah Island estate, which is an oceanfront grandeur with white columns and old-world charm. Or consider wealthy contributor Joe Kiani's magnificent Santa Barbara mansion, which boasts vineyards, infinity pools, and a panoramic view of California's Pacific coast. These aren't simply holidays, but power maneuvers wrapped in palms. Remember, this is the same man who joked about being the poorest man in the Senate. During his 36-year tenure as a United States Senator, Biden was more renowned for Amtrak journeys than flying. For decades, his financial filings indicated modest assets. But politics provided him with something more significant than instant wealth: enduring power. Throughout his long career, he established trust, contacts, and a brand that could be monetized when the time came. After serving as vice president under Barack Obama from 2009 to 2016, Biden returned to private life with the kind of power that demanded money. His post-VP years were filled with paid engagements, academic fellowships, and investing opportunities, all while benefiting from one of the world's most substantial federal pensions. As of 2025, experts believe that Biden has received well than $1 million in retirement benefits alone. The figure becomes much higher when royalties, interest income, and the appreciation of his Delaware holdings are included. And don't imagine for a second that the luxurious lifestyle ends with money. Biden's wardrobe has also evolved, with fitted suits from Brioni, Ralph Lauren purple label pieces, and Italian leather shoes polished to a presidential sheen. His Secret Service detail may still ride shotgun, but they are more likely to be driving a special Cadillac Escalade or a chauffeured black BMW 7 Series. From sipping cappuccino on the Rehoboth beach deck to private dining rooms at prominent DC clubs, Joe Biden's post-presidency is the epitome of quiet luxury, discreet yet indisputably exclusive. He doesn't flaunt it like a rock star, but make no mistake, this man is eating at the tables where billionaires do deals, and he's doing so with the confidence of someone who knows he's earned his place. But here's a twist. Biden's riches aren't all for show. He continues to donate to causes and NGOs that reflect his legacy, including cancer research, education reform, and middle-class economic relief. In a typical elder statesman's manner, he's converted luxury into leverage, not merely accumulating possessions, but also using them to make an impact. This is the kind of money that is valued in aristocratic circles. It is not loud, it is layered. It's a legacy. To summarize, Joe Biden's post-presidency is more than simply a retirement. It's a rebranding. Biden has mastered the art of the pivot, having gone from borrowing money to cover campaign expenses to owning million-dollar residences and luxury retreats as part of his routine. And in doing so, he has established his place not only in political history, but also among the elite group of former world presidents who live like royalty after leaving office. In a world where power and luxury frequently collide, Biden's narrative demonstrates that the true test isn't how you enter the White House, but how you leave. Joe's leave came with keys to beachfront properties, a padded financial portfolio, and the kind of influence that money cannot buy, but wealth can sustain. When most men retire from the public stage at the age of 82, they quietly enter private life. However, Joe Biden is no average man. Since leaving the White House in January 2025, he has traded the Oval Office for something as commanding: a life of tailored elegance, deliberate legacy building, and global significance. And yes, despite an aggressive prostate cancer diagnosis that has spread to his bones, Biden continues to present himself as if he still has chapters to write. "My bones are strong, and I'm feeling good," he said, dismissing the severity of his situation with the same unshakable charm that has sustained him through 5 decades of public service. And as is customary, he is not fighting this alone. He is in the hands of a renowned oncological surgeon, a name whispered in high society medical circles, whose clients include millionaire CEOs, Hollywood elites, and most recently, a former US president. Still, Biden has not gone silent. If anything, his voice is more powerful now. In May, he was photographed at his grandson's graduation in an upscale Connecticut town, still wearing his fitted suit, shined shoes, and aviators. It wasn't just a family event, it was a moment of symbolism. The patriarch, dignified and enduring, commemorating a legacy that goes beyond politics. Just days later, he addressed a mournful Memorial Day gathering in Delaware, marking the 10-year anniversary of his son Beau's death. His address was not only moving, it was presidential. Delivered with the composure of a man still in command, it reminded the country that Biden's presence lives on in the nation's conscience, like a grandfather clock ticking through history. And make no mistake, even though he dropped out of the 2024 campaign, Biden remains a part of the conversation. In a forthright appearance on ABC's The View, filmed in a Manhattan studio with soft lighting and high-end production, he addressed the elephant in the room: Donald Trump's return to the presidency. "I was in charge. He won. So I accept responsibility," he continued, his eyes fixed and his tone unwavering. That line reverberated through every major news channel, but it was also a masterpiece in accountability, which is a rare and valuable asset in today's leadership circles. Behind the scenes, Biden's life has been far from idle. His decision to sign with creative artists agency CAA, which also represents George Clooney, Tom Hanks, and Oprah, caused shockwaves in both political and entertainment media. What exactly does this mean? Possible options include a limited docu-series contract, a behind-the-scenes memoir adaptation, or even guest hosting a political piece on a primetime network. And that's just the entertainment side. Biden is already working on his greatest post-presidential monument, the Joseph R. Biden Jr. Presidential Library. It isn't just a building, it is a vision. While his archives are kept in the National Archives, communities like Philadelphia, steeped in American history, are vying for the right to host this modern-day temple to legacy. Consider this: a $250 million architectural marvel with floor-to-ceiling glass, interactive displays leveraging artificial intelligence and other modern tech, VIP viewing lounges for diplomats and philanthropists, and rooftop galas that evoke Davos in the Delaware skyline. If Obama's library defined cool, Biden's may redefine presidential status. Naturally, the money continues to pour. His previous earnings, the $17 million windfall before returning to the White House, the $11 million book contract, and the $200,000 per speech engagements, were only the beginning. After 2025, each move is another calculated investment. Even his public appearances are unique and sophisticated. His real estate narrative follows the same theme. While not publicly displayed, Biden's Delaware estates, particularly the Rehoboth Beach residence, tell volumes. Coastal peace, unique interiors, and exclusive access. These are not retirement homes. They are luxurious retreats that combine heritage and high design, and they serve a purpose: hosting private gatherings, quiet weekends with family, or simply providing the calm that only multi-million-dollar seaside property can provide. What genuinely distinguishes Biden is not only his money, but how he displays it. There is no startling flash, no urgent grab for attention. Instead, his post-presidency exudes the grace that only comes with time-tested assurance. Biden now moves in elite environments like a seasoned collector of rare watches or a private member of a historic golf club. Quietly, meaningfully, and always on his terms. Joe Biden's life after the White House isn't a retreat. It's a renaissance. With the fire of public service still burning, the cushion of strategic wealth under him, and the eyes of a global audience still watching, Biden proves that there's life after presidency, a luxurious, influential, purpose-filled life. And whether he's on stage, on camera, or simply seated by the ocean with a pen in hand, he's still writing history. Only now, it's on his own pages. What do you think of Joe Biden post-presidential life? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a story like this one.